Hello, everybody. I'm a practicing therapist and a doctoral student of psychology. Today, we're going to go over signs that a male has a mother wound, or what some people call mommy issues, okay? And I'm going to make a similar one where a male has a father issue. I'm going to make a similar one where ladies have a both male and mother wound. I'm going to make them all separately. So that would be 4 videos in total. Right now, I'm going to just start with the gender and their opposite gender, right? So, son, mother, father, daughter. And then at one point we'll make the other one. But the very first one is actually that he has an overattachment and idealization. He idealizes, towards his mother, okay? He puts his mother on a pedestal and he has a very close, sometimes enmeshed relationship that actually affects his romantic relationships. And you will actually see that the perception of the mother, she tends to believe that this relationship is healthy, to which he may feel a little bit suffocated, but he doesn't realize that, or he's buried it. So now it's become to the point where both of them feel comfortable with this attachment. And any research I use is going to be put in the description. And why this can affect romantic relationships is because this mother, sometimes what happens is she might actually overtake some of those romantic behaviors, in the sense she may want to be there with everything that they're doing. She may be very particular about who he's dating. She may be particular in the sense everything that they're doing, like she wants to go on vacation with them sometimes, if it's very abnormal. I'm not saying it's always the case, but you can also see that because of that, he may pick partners that do not threaten his mother's authority. And so he may pick partners that he's not always satisfied with, or if he's satisfied with a person, but his mother may not approve, he may struggle to commit to this lady simply because his mother may disapprove. Subconsciously, he may feel like that. Now, the research that I was particularly looking at is a little bit skewed. I'm stretching it, but I'm also seeing this in session. Like, my perspective is also valid. The research that I was looking at is quite a bit older, and it's particularly about adult sons that have been diagnosed with schizophrenia. So it may not always apply, but we saw those behaviors in that, which is really interesting, okay? The next one is, unfortunately, you can sometimes see these men sabotaging romantic relationships. We will see unresolved conflict with his mother actually causing him to subconsciously, undermine romantic relationships, sabotage, right? Either by mistrust or projecting past experiences, or sometimes he may compare this particular lady to his mother, but his mother's on a pedestal, and so that actual perception is inaccurate, if that makes sense. So let's say his mother was a stay-at-home and she always kept the house clean, but his wife, let's say, is not a stay-at-home. She does try to keep the house clean, but she works, and so they both have to sometimes split some of the chores. Or maybe if she really wants to be the only person that does the chores, some people are like that. I don't care. I'm not going to judge. But it's not going to be the same way his mother was, for whatever her reason is. Maybe it's because she's working, but he doesn't see it like that because he has this expectation. And instead of recognizing it's partly because he has this abnormal connection with his mother that he refuses to let go of and let his wife or partner, whoever, kind of take over and connect with, he actually puts them against one another. And it starts with, unfortunately, sometimes what happens is his mother may have not had a healthy relationship with his father. And so she connected with her son a little bit abnormally to reduce her feelings of abandonment in her marriage. And so he may have that placement of being kind of like a pseudo partner. Of course, not in more like an enmeshed way. I'm not saying in any sort of weird way, but, so because he kind of had to be replacement of her lack of connection with her husband, she takes some of that effect with his placement towards his wife or partner, if that makes sense. And that can affect his romantic relationships. The next one could be that he has difficulty trusting women. If his mother did things that he felt was unhealthy, let's say his mother cheated on his father, he's going to believe that all women are like that. Even if he knows consciously that's not true, he may feel like that subconsciously. Negative maternal relationships can translate into general mistrust or suspicion of female partners, actually, okay? The next one is he may actually seek partner approval excessively. We see this with both parental wounds, father and mother wounds, where he may actually seek validation and approval from his partner, and it's actually mirroring a child's desire to please a parent. And this is unfortunate, right? All of these are. This is very sad. This is not his fault, right? He is, and if this is you, by the way, I'm not blaming you. I'm not making fun of you. I understand that this is not something you can control. As a child, you didn't control your upbringing. And sometimes what happens is if this is you, you're trying your best to have your partner give you that approval that your mother should have given you. And your partner may be suffocated or confused by what you're asking. And you are seeking that validation. You're not getting it because your partner is not the person to give it. So it's never enough. Your mother should have done that. And that's frustrating. It's scary. And I'm so sorry if this is the case. Another one that you might be doing, or any man that has a mother wound, is he actually might be conflict avoidant or sometimes passive aggressive. I've seen it where he may avoid conflict or express anger indirectly due to his communication with his mother. If his mother was very over expressive or she didn't let him communicate, the only way that he would be able to safely communicate might be indirectly or passive aggressive, or he might avoid conflict altogether because he really feels like he will not get his say out of it, right? The next one is any form of emotional immaturity. Now, emotional immaturity can be explored in many different ways. My perspective is that it's hard for him to have some of the attributes that are needed to nurture adult relationships in the form of just the beginning stages. Or in general, he may struggle with adult responsibilities or emotions, right? And this is what I mean by immaturity. In the sense, it may have not, sorry, the camera shake. It may have not matured fully to where most adults are. Most adults are able to understand their emotions. They're able to take some fault. They're able to nurture relationships beyond just their basic needs. And individuals who are emotionally immature, they may not be able to do that because sometimes their mother may have taken a lot of this load off of him, to which he was not able to learn these skills himself. And she did it so that she can feel closer to him. And then they have this abnormal relationship due to that, if that makes sense. The next one is, unfortunately, we may sometimes see jealousy or possessiveness, and sometimes it's with maternal or female attention. I'm going to explain that because it's a little confusing. Sometimes we may see jealousy or resentment when his mother specifically is giving attention to other people. So specifically his mom, okay? The next way we can angle that is towards romantic relationships. Sometimes he may do this with his female partner, to which if she's giving attention sometimes to their children, she may feel like he doesn't like the marriage anymore, or she's neglecting the marriage, when in fact the child is an extension of the marriage, but he may not see it like that because he's seeing that her attention is divided to someone else, which can include the child. We can see this. I've seen this before, right? Sometimes it could be that she's paying attention to her friends, or maybe she's paying attention to other aspects of female partner, and he feels that this is something that he feels resentful or jealousy of, or uncomfortable, and he feels that he's not good enough. And it comes from the fact that likely his mom probably neglected him a lot, right? And so if this is your partner or this is you, don't be hard on yourself. It's not your fault. Be aware of it and start looking towards ways where you can find some of those needs inward, or recognize that it's not what you think it is, if it's not, right? I hope you're with a healthy partner who is giving you the right attention, and it's just something you perceive. And picking healthy partners can really help you as well. I'll make a video on finding more healthy ladies in your life if you are a man who struggles. And in general, I'll make videos on how to find healthy partners. And the very last one is overdependence on females for emotional support. Often he can seek excessive reassurance or emotional care from his partner, similar to what a mother should be doing. If his mother did not give him what he needs, he doesn't understand that this should not be the case. He's putting it on his partner, his wife, whoever, and he's putting pressure on her. And sometimes that can create his partner to pull away a little bit, to which he feels more abandoned. And so the cycle may kind of repeat there, okay? I hope this video is helpful to somebody. Please like, subscribe. I will see you in the next one.